Beautiful day today. It's actually pretty hot for October. It's supposed to be like 80 degrees today, which is crazy. But yeah, this little tree plot is like right over there. I run by here all the time, so I was seeing this location for a while. Yeah, I wanted to come at like noon. The sun is like right above us right now. But as you can see, it's kind of lighting up these leaves right here. So looks pretty good right now. Wasn't really sure how to time this one, but I think this will be a good time for this. Yeah, one shot here. We'll take a look. Oh yeah, that'll look good. Yeah, I was just looking at this little kind of cut in the trees. You can see the house down there, little playground. So just thought it'd be a good shot to take. Got some nice yellow leaves. I think these are, I don't know what types of trees these are, but nice yellow up there. So gonna bust out the camera and take a few shots. Hopefully I don't get bit up too bad. I love this shot right here, guys. It's turned out really good. Go wide angle again, because I'm shooting wide angle now for the most part. But yeah, pretty much just look just like this, just vertical style. So just kind of cut off right here, right about here. These trees look really good right now. At least these leaves up here. As you can kind of tell, they're definitely dropping as I'm sitting here taking the photos. But they look really yellow, which is awesome. Really nice color right now. And I think we hit this at pretty much perfect timing, right around midday, because the sun is just behind us right now. So getting a lot of cool, nice light poking through the scene. Okay, everybody, I've been sitting in these, is that a coyote? Just saw like a coyote, or pretty sure that was a coyote running across the road there. But it's gone now. But yeah, I've been sitting here for like an hour. It's like 1 o'clock now. But got all the shots I wanted of this little scene here. I also just busted out the camcorder, the Sony VX, and just took some video with that. Just want to try it out. So of course, as I was packing up, some bikers pull through the scene, but that's how it goes. I might just look over here as well. All right, I just found another trail through the woods here, which is crazy to me because I come running by this all the time. And yeah, I just never knew this was back here. This is pretty crazy. Maybe this will lead us somewhere. Who knows? Totally unexpected though. Just never knew about this. Some trails back here. These bugs are bad right now. I don't know what's going on. These bugs are just terrible. I guess it's pretty hot for October. This little trail through the woods. Pretty cool. Oh, that's a dope shot. I might have to come back for this one. These bugs are just too bad. That's a cool shot though. Definitely might have to come back for this at some point. With some pants on. Let's get out of here. There's the truck. All right, friends, that'll wrap up this little one photo shoot location shoot here. But yeah, it's about 1:20 now. Honestly, spent a little bit more time than I had expected there. I just love that shot. Yeah, it was super cool shot coming through the trees there. But yeah, I should have known better, more put on some long pants or some long sleeve tee, because I was just getting eaten alive by the bugs. The bugs are just super bad. It's probably just because it's hot today. But yeah, I think that's this is gonna be it for this location. But I believe I'm gonna go back out today and still get some more shots, so we'll just tag in that field footage for the rest of the day right after this. But yeah, overall that shot was sweet. I'm glad I hit that or hit up that location when we did, because that was pretty much perfect timing. You guys could see there the leaves were dropping with the wind as I was taking those shots. So it's a good thing I got out here, or to this location at least, a little bit early. So happy about that. But that'll wrap up this one location here, guys. And yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the crib, kind of refuel here, figure out what I'm gonna do, and then come back out for this kind of late afternoon, evening today. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, what's up, guys? Back out here in Coon Valley right now. It's been kind of a popular spot for me lately, but yeah, still October 4th, Saturday. It's about just after 3, about 3:30 right now. And just wanted to come out here specifically for this tree right here and grab a couple shots at this location. I'll flip the camera in a second, but yeah, trees are really popping out in the Bluffs right now. Super hot day today. It's like in the 80s. So, but I'll show you what I'm taking some shots of here. So it's super sunny right now. Just trying to use this tree as some shade for these shots, but got up in here, go wide angle with it. Hopefully, oh, there's a glare. But went right here, took some vertical shots. These leaves turning yellow. Got the creek down there, Coon Creek. And I might hit this up again on the way back, but it's pretty bright right now. But I was also grabbing a couple shots just backed up, kind of like this. Trying to work in the shade a bit. Lower exposure, of course, but just got some nice yellows. This tree is just losing all its leaves. There's been a bunch of wind and it's been hot lately, so a lot of these trees are just dropping their leaves right now. All right, friends, just finished up taking these last couple shots here. Just looking at the looking at this tree with the creek right there. So, but I'm not done yet. I'm gonna go. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna go just down the road, look at this church and kind of the bluff landscapes. There should be some decent shots down there, and then I'm gonna come back this way, probably look at this shot again one more time, see if the light is a little bit dimmer, and probably just head back up the road, just look at some other locations that I saw coming in. There's tons of stuff to shoot right now. Like I said, a lot of these leaves are starting to peak, or they're just getting blown off by the wind. So I figure this would be a good time to get out here for a fall photo shoot. So yep, just gonna head down the road right now. Sorry about that wind, guys. Pretty windy today. But here's the church. Skokedalen Lutheran Church, I think. But unfortunately, I don't know if you guys can kind of see this, but a lot of these trees out here it's just gotten their leaves like blown off. So the color is pretty dull on these hills right now. So yeah, not the best color over here, but I'm still gonna poke around. There's this little trail that goes down here, so I'm gonna look down here. There's a barn. Maybe there'll be a couple shots. That's also kind of cool. Looking through there. So yeah, just gonna poke around a little bit. I don't know if I'll actually take any shots, because the one shot I was looking at with this barn was, or not the barn, the church, was kind of back on the road coming in. So we'll see. But a lot of these trees have just like not a lot of color right now. Took a couple vertical shots right here, guys. Nothing too crazy. Just with the barn. But there's not really a whole lot over here. It's super sunny. This is kind of a cool shot, but it's just so sunny and the trees aren't really popping on those bluffs. But it's still a cool shot of that church. Kind of a cool shot here that we saw just a little bit ago. Went vertical here. I like the shadows on the bluffs on that too, giving some contrast with all this bright light. It's actually a pretty cool shot. All right, I'm gonna mosey up this road a little bit. See if there's anything else. Nice shot here, guys. This little red house. I caught a motorcyclist pulling through the road here, which is pretty awesome. Go wide angle. You guys can see some of these yellows on the trees there. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, pretty cool shot here. Trout stream. Really pretty. That sun is harsh though. I think I'm gonna get back to the truck right now. I think I'm gonna come back for this church shot, maybe next weekend or something. Still think it's a little bit early for this shot here, so we'll see what that looks like in a week or so. Beautiful area though. I saw this shot. It's kind of a little bit of a walk down this road, but I'm gonna try and go get it. Yeah, so I saw this shot up this road of this little shed against these really golden trees. Here, I'll flip the camera. Yeah, so I saw this shot up here. Some golden trees with this shed in the foreground. So I'm gonna try and go get it. It's a little bit of a walk, this road, but I think it's gonna be worth it because the trees look beautiful. Guys, sorry about the wind. This was the shot I was looking at though. Gorgeous scene here. You guys can see those trees are all peaked in the background. Nice and golden yellow. One of my favorite shots for sure. Yeah, I went vertical with it. Kind of capturing all this. Really cool. Got the nice barn right here too. It's about 5 o'clock, so the sun is pretty low in the sky. So, perfect timing. I'm gonna keep taking some more shots, but I want to get this on video for you guys. Just a beautiful scene. Colors look amazing right here. All right, guys, I just finished up here. I just grabbed a couple more shots, just kind of with this road in here too. Trying to include that in the scene, but these are all vertical shots, so just focusing on this shed right here. This is an absolutely beautiful scene. Loved how this turned out. Those trees are just perfect. Perfect color on those trees. But I've spent enough time here, so I'm gonna bounce. Last look. Yeah, it's so golden. These trees back here, just golden, golden. Beautiful. In this grove of maple trees right here. I believe these are all maples. But this is taking some verticals. Looking up at the trees here. Looks pretty nice. Golden hour right now, so just figured I'd hop in this little grove Take some shots with the sun kind of beaming through. Actually look really good. Really beautiful color. And then also got a couple landscapes over here. Show you guys. Yeah, a couple landscapes right here. Looked awesome. You can kind of see down the coulee there. It's kind of why I like this angle. Really cool shots in here. So yeah, landscape. I also got some trucks pulling through the scene as well. So awesome, man. This is what I was hoping for. Wasn't expecting this little scene here, but all right, friends, I'm gonna head out here in the maple grove still. Yeah, I've been here for a while. Tried busting out the camcorder. Got like 30 seconds of recording and then the battery died. So yeah, I gotta be smarter about that, but I'm gonna head out of here. I got all the shots I wanted. Hike back to the truck. It's about 5:50 right now, so sunset is in about 40 minutes, 50 minutes. But I think that's probably going to be it for today. We have definitely made the most of this Saturday, October 4th. Feels like the first kind of real week of fall, to be honest. Get the other side here. This road is a bit sketchy. Okay, friends, made it back to the truck. It's kind of a little bit of a walk, but definitely worth it. Those shots over there were best of the day, no doubt. But I think I'm gonna wrap it here. I don't think there's gonna be, the sun is setting in like a half hour, so it's pretty low in the sky right now. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, but yeah, pretty low in the sky. So I may just check out like where we started, see what that looks like right now with the low light, but I don't know if that's going to turn out, so I'm just going to wrap it here. And if I do go over there, I'll just take some video for you guys. But overall, today, awesome. Started out in town in Onalaska, back home, for that one kind of park shot, shooting through the trees at that little red house. That was beautiful, looking at that for a while, so glad to check that off the list. And then, yeah, I was thinking about coming down here for a minute. I just wanted to see what these trees looked like. Unfortunately, that church scene wasn't really up to par. That's what I was hoping for, but a lot of this kind of extra stuff that I wasn't really expecting turned out to be really good, so happy with that. That shot back there of the shed and the golden trees against the bluff, that was by far probably one of the best shots of fall so far, for sure, one of my favorites. So, but that'll do it for this one, guys. Saturday, October 4th. Love October. One of my favorite months of the year, for sure. Could be my favorite. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it here. So I'm just gonna drive over to that first spot that we got in on, see what that looks like. If I take some more shots, I'll take some video for you guys, but if not, I'll see you guys back at the crib. So thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. And yeah, see you guys back there for the photo review. All right, guys, we got the final light of the day right here. Not wrapping it up yet, but final light of the day. This shot looks way better now. I know I'm kind of shooting into the sun, but I'm trying to block it as much as I can with these leaves here. But this lighting just looks perfect on the camera. Going vertical with these, all vertical. So I know it's kind of hard for you guys to tell, but kind of got this post right here, cutting off the sign. That post is the edge, and then this post is like the other edge. And then just getting that whole tree in there. You guys can kind of see the color on it a little bit better. It's really golden. It's lost a lot of leaves, but this lower canopy is pretty golden still. But yeah, last shot here. I'm glad I came back to perfect this. Just a really pretty scene. Sun is just setting beyond the bluffs there. So that's gonna be it for our light. And that'll do it for today. Here's the kind of landscape here of that. Great day of shooting today. Beautiful day of shooting. Love it. Love it. October's the month. October is the month. Glad I came back for this one for sure. Well worth it. So that'll do it for me, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you back at the crib. What is up, everybody? We are back in the crib here for the photo review of Fall 2025, Episode 3. And yeah, we're into October now for the videos. Moving right along. But this was a pretty good day for photos. Really sunny on this day, and yeah, there was pretty much like no clouds in the sky throughout the entire day. Just really sunny, beginning of October there, and yeah, overall it was pretty good. We started out in pretty close to the crib here in town. Just went to that one spot in that park. And sorry, I'm like literally dealing with the sun glaring in from the window right here, so kind of dealing with that. But yeah, just started out in town, went to that little spot that I was actually looking at a ton just on my runs. I would just run by that little cut in the park scene there in the woods, and got a nice vertical shot there. That was pretty much really the only shot I was looking at just that location. And then later on in the day, we went out over to Coon Valley again. Been a pretty popular spot for me throughout the summer and kind of into this fall. But yeah, went down there, captured some good shots. None of those shots at the church really turned out too well. I think the leaves just weren't looking really that good on the bluffs kind of surrounding the church as I thought they would. So those didn't really turn out. I'll kind of just review those photos so you guys can see them. But yeah, just wasn't I guess the best day for those church shots, but the photos around in that location turned out pretty dang good of the little red house there.
And yeah, we got some good fall foliage there at the end as well. That was probably the highlight of this whole shoot, was the little maple grove at the end of the shoot, and then that kind of farm scene with all the we had some nice yellow colors on the bluffs in that location. So those turned out really well. But yeah, unfortunately this year that church scene wasn't up to par as I thought it would be. I think the leaves just got like blown off by the wind or something, or we were just a little bit too early, to be honest, or maybe it just wasn't a good season for the foliage out in that location. I'm not really sure, but I thought it would be better for those. But nonetheless, those other shots I think turned out pretty dang good, and it's happy to get out there and take some fall photos on this day. So, and it was really kind of the first, like I was saying, like the ending of that shoot. Those were some of the real like first really good photos of fall foliage that I kind of was able to capture this year. So that was pretty cool to see. So I was really happy with those ending photos. But yeah, overall it was a really good day, full day of photos. So yeah, we can just hop into the photo review here, guys. We'll hop on the screen, and I do have a couple of these edited so far. Just a couple, not many, but I'll show you guys the selected outs that I have taken from the photo log from this one, and then also show you guys at the end those edits and maybe some of the ones that we didn't select, just so you guys can get a visual for what those kind of looked like here. But first shot at the park, just in town on Alaska here, not too far away. And yeah, like I was saying, I was kind of looking at this shot for quite a while, and these leaves here at the top of the image, kind of these yellow, I think this is like a baby ash tree or something. But you can see here, this was kind of the first sightings of like yellow fall color again, kind of in town that I was seeing. And I noticed that these leaves were pretty much going to get blown off pretty soon, and they did. Like right after, pretty much the week after I took this shot, a lot of these leaves and these colors were pretty much down from this like lower canopy. But I just thought this was a really nice kind of angle here, looking out through the trees, and that's why I wanted to capture it, and kind of showing the park scene and that kind of red house here in the center point. It's just got nice composition, and I actually stood here for like 40 minutes, 40 minutes. I was really hoping that somebody would kind of come walking through this. There's like a sidewalk right here, and there was one guy who actually did walk through the scene, but I just did not have the camera out or something, and wasn't able to get that shot off. So I was kind of sitting there for a while just waiting for somebody to walk through, or like I did get this car kind of pulling through the scene there, which was kind of cool. But yeah, that unfortunately didn't happen, so it's all good though. Yeah, these later ones when the sun popped in through here in the foreground, I think those are really nice. So yeah, good focus, good clarity. So that was the shot in town at the kind of a midday point, and then went out to Coon Valley here, kind of end the middle of the afternoon / kind of end to the end of the afternoon here, and wanted to just check out this spot if this will load into focus here, by this little trout stream. I knew that a lot of these leaves were going to be kind of turning and popping earlier, because they're just out in the open, getting hit up with sun a lot. So I wanted to at least come down here and look at what these leaves look like. This shot isn't too crazy. It's kind of overblown with the sky, pretty bright, but decent shot there. Just a nice little landscape of this little parking area down by the trout stream here. And then moving right along, we got this shot of the kind of the red farmstead or farmhouse there. And yeah, I just saw it kind of poking out through all this brush. So give this a little. These are all unedited, by the way. So give this a little bit of a crop and an edit, it could turn out pretty good. But you guys can see we got nice focus on that building down there. It's getting lit up by the sun pretty nicely, so I think that one turned out pretty good. Again, with a little bit of editing that could turn out, can make this scene look a little bit more dramatic with some editing effects and whatnot. So, but thought that was kind of cool. And then these shots were definitely some of my favorites of the whole day here. I haven't gone through and selected out like the best shot out of these, but this is the handful of the better shots that I took of this scene, and this is just an absolute gorgeous scene. I actually saw this driving in to this location here. I saw these leaves on the bluff, and I was like, oh man, this is like perfect peak timing for these colors here. You can see, on those trees, like the wind was blowing this past week here, and it just ripped a lot of these leaves off. But thankfully, we had a decent amount of color still left on the bluff side there. So I was happy that I was actually able to get this shot off. I walked quite a ways. You guys saw me kind of walking up the road there for quite some time to this location, and then just posted up right next to the county highway. Took this shot, just a really nice vertical shot. Get those colors there on the bluff, and it was just beautiful. Got some contrast coming in too, some nice shadows to kind of fill the foreground a little bit as well, with a little bit of some darks in there. So, but yeah, these are some really, really dope shots of this bluff side. One of my favorites overall of this whole fall season so far, at least. And then took a couple more here just of the road looking in. Again, just really pretty colors. Really nice lighting as well. This was when the sun was getting pretty low in the sky. So relatively close to sunset, within like an hour or so. So yeah, I was just making those colors pop even more. But yeah, those were some awesome shots. Got good focus on all these. And that's the one thing about this new camera, the Lumix S5 that I've really been enjoying and seeing, is just the color profile that's coming out of these images is really nice. It's really clean looking, easy to edit with, and the focus on this camera, and even with the wide angle, like I'm pretty far away from this building, but even with the wide angle and the focus capability is really nice. I'm able to focus on these buildings and whatever I want pretty clearly, be able to pinpoint it. So looks really good. But yeah, those are some of my favorite picks from this shoot alone, and from overall throughout the whole season so far. So a couple shots here of this Maple Grove. I actually edited up this image here, so I'll show you guys that at the end. Did a little crop and editing. I was like playing with these. I was like kind of looking at this, seeing if I wanted like a vehicle in the image, but I figured it looks a little bit cleaner just kind of without. So that's why I chose to edit up this one. Just a nice kind of standard shot looking up into the trees. This is when the sun was setting, so the sun is coming in like right here. And yeah, I was just giving nice light to all those leaves and the foliage. And you can kind of see down there the bluff landscapes kind of down there in that little cut of the image. Kind of same idea here, just with a landscape style, and I think the car scene, or the car included in these shots, is going to look pretty nice for these ones instead of the vertical style. So I'll probably edit up this one with the truck, or this one with this little car here. But kind of same deal, just taking in all of the maple foliage in this grove of maples, and you can kind of see the focus is right on the leaves there. Lights popping through. So that was pretty cool. And then just went back quick to this angle. This was the little car park area here. So I made a quick stop again, and I just wanted to see what this shot would look like with the sun kind of coming down right there. And it was a little bit difficult. You can see I kind of got a leaf right in there to kind of block the sun for me a little bit. I think this turned out to be a pretty interesting photo, you know, with a little crop out this sign a bit, bring it a little bit tighter in, mess with the lighting, the exposure, and kind of the darker areas. I think that could be a pretty nice photo. So, yeah, just kind of seeing that burnt yellow on these leaves. I was trying to pick up on any color I was kind of seeing off this tree. And those were all of the kind of best selects out of this photo shoot here, guys. Obviously, this shot here, this is going to be like the banger, I think, out of all these. But I'll show you guys quick the edits that I've made. So I mentioned here. So there was that edit I made of the vertical photo, the Coon Valley Maple Grove stand. So messed around with the highlights a little bit, the lighting, brought up the saturation and everything. And then also this shot turned out really cool, I think. Popped over again to this I don't know where this was, like right off like a bridge. And just wanted to get a landscape kind of closer up to this red house here, and this biker guy kind of pulled right through the image, going super quick. So I snapped some photos there and edited up this one. So yeah, just brought up the shadows a bit, exposed stuff a little bit more. You guys can see we got nice sharpness, clarity on the house there a bit. So that was that. I think, yeah, those are the only two. Let's see, those are the only two so far from that shoot. So I still have to go through and edit up a decent amount of those other ones. But yeah, this one, and then boom, this guy. And then I'll show you some of these other ones that didn't really turn out to my full expectations, I guess you could say. But just so you guys can see, like, the bluffs by this church, I think we were just too early, to be honest. Or the leaves, yeah, they just weren't popping at all on these bluffs, which is like kind of crazy because when you look at like these other images, like this one, this was on the same day. So same day, and this area is like 10 minutes away from this church. And like there was no color on these bluffs at all. So it was kind of like weird. It was a little bit interesting to see that. I think that that's literally just like, it's got to be just, you know, the way the sun hits these bluffs, or, you know, just the location of these trees and like where they're placed on the bluff side, and the way the kind of sun hits them. And also like wind and stuff can take in, you know, that can have an effect on things, just ripping leaves off. You know, conditions play into a lot of stuff, but I just thought that was kind of crazy, like literally 10 minutes away from each other, and there's like no color on these bluff sides, and then you look at this and you're getting like full-blown peak color. So it's kind of like the crazy variation that you can get in fall, which is kind of interesting, but it does make it a little bit difficult trying to predict like where to go and like at what time of the like month in September, October to go. So it does make it a little bit difficult. This shot didn't turn really out for anything. I didn't think this was very interesting. It's just kind of a stale shot. Nothing really crazy, but nice little barn down there. And then, yeah, these were the shots. You guys can see this in the original photos, a lot darker, looking down at this little homestead. So I brightened that up quite a bit in that edited photo. And then, yeah, that was the original there. So this was kind of cool. This is actually kind of a cool shot. I wish I maybe would. I don't know. I really just like the red on these. I forget what these are called. The sumac trees, sumac bushes. That red is just very, very vibrant. I maybe should have spent a little bit more time kind of looking for a better angle of this, but those reds just go crazy on those sumac leaves. So that was kind of cool to see. And those were just like some of the, pretty much all the other ones turned out pretty good from those other other locations. So yeah, that was pretty much all of them. Let me just scroll through here. Yeah, you guys can see this. So I was kind of trying to work in some other angles, but I think those ones I showed you are going to be the best. So, yep, just a little taste of some of the other ones that didn't really turn out, but worth showing you guys nonetheless. So, yeah, absolutely just love this photo though here of this this little barn thing, and then yeah, there was like a whole farm over here, but I just picked out this this little building here to really focus on, with all those leaves going crazy on the bluff side. So that was definitely the highlight, I think, of that whole shoot. And finding this maple stand, that was pretty cool as well. But those are all the photos, guys. It's been a long enough review, so let's hop off the screen here, and we'll wrap it out for episode 3, fall 2025. Moving right along into October here, and I have a stacked backlog of videos to push out for you guys. A lot of good stuff coming. A lot of really cool photos coming that you guys are going to be able to see here from the fall season. And yeah, I got a lot to work through for sure, but I'll get them all out to you guys in a relatively decent time frame. But I should have enough to work through for at least November, and then yeah, we'll start looking at winter stuff in January. So it's going to be here before we know it. But definitely have been enjoying kind of the whole fall season here. It's been a little bit weird, I will say, with the foliage this year. It's been, like I was kind of saying, just showing there the differences in the bluffs and the foliage. It's been a little bit weird just because it was like such a hot summer. But yeah, I've been pushing hard all season to get out there and get my eyes on as much of the landscapes and also the street scenes as well. Kind of as we roll into the videos into kind of late October, I'll definitely I start looking at more of the street scenes because the landscapes usually peak a little bit sooner. That's kind of why I went out here to Coon Valley here in the beginning of October, because usually landscapes, bluff tops, that kind of thing, that kind of stuff, they'll peak a little bit sooner than the in-town trees, I find, at least in my years that I've been doing these fall photo shoots. I usually find that, and you get really kind of vibrant colors in town, kind of the end of the season, end of October. So all that is coming up, guys. There's a lot to come, so stay tuned for all that. But that'll do it for this one. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. I do appreciate it. Hopefully fall is pretty much over now, but hopefully your fall wrapped up nicely. And yeah, you guys are getting ready for all the holidays and stuff to come. So yeah, it's always a busy time of the year, but hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And yeah, like I said, thanks for sticking with me. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.